Hello and welcome to the Adventures of the Crew Real Play 5th Edition D&D campaign. We originally didn't intend for this to be for YouTube or a podcast or anything like that, but I've prepared this introduction just in case. My name is Jared Slate and I will be your Dungeon Master for this campaign. As with most online D&D media, our first couple episodes may have some weird audio bugs and be a little bit slower paced, but bear with us as we get into the swing of things. Thank you and enjoy. Let's give a little backstory to this world. Basically, as the world is right now, it is currently 804 IE, which means the Ioun era. A long time ago, in about 450 DE, which was the Dragon era, words are hard. There was the War of Power, and this established the three main kingdoms: the kingdoms of the human, the kingdom of the elves, and the kingdom of the dragons. About 500 years later, in the year 935 DE, was the Dragon War. The dragons felt that they were superior to the mortal races, and they wanted more power. So they began to attack the neighboring kingdoms. The humans and the elves joined forces to fend off the dragons. Being successful in this, they pushed the dragons off of the main continent. 7 years later, in 942 DE, was the War of the Ley Lines. The mortal races began to discover the ley lines of power traveling across the land. Many of the other races were able to rise up while the humans and elves were weakened from the Dragon War. So this began the time of war. The time of war lasted for about 500 years, with shifting borders, races rising and falling in power. About 502 TW, which is the year 502 during the time of war, the goddess Ioun stepped in and created the Ioun Stones, which began the Ioun era. So about 42 IE, the borders kind of stabilized as the powers were able to balance. People discovered they could connect their Ioun Stones to the ley lines to kind of beef up their kingdom a little bit, but this also kind of balanced out all of the kingdoms. Then there were various wars. 217 IE, the orcs invaded their neighbors. That war lasted for about 15 years. The year 497 IE, Light King invaded the Fire Kingdom. This lasted for 23 years until the Fire Kingdom lit the town of Little Lumen on fire with a special magic. That town is still on fire to this day. That ended the war. In 671 IE, the Shadow Kingdom attacked the Water Kingdom, but it was kind of a small war, so it only lasted about 5 years. 724 IE, the Fire Kingdom attacked the Air Kingdom. That war lasted for about 25 years. And that brings us to current day, 804 IE. Hasn't been a war in about 54 years. Tensions are very high. So we'll go in order, I guess. Just kind of talk about your character, describe what they look like, and what they are currently doing in life. Start with Matt Daly.
Hello, I'm Matt Daly. I will be playing Gar, the Turtle Ranger. He is a roughly 6 foot tall snapping turtle man. Essentially, just imagine a snapping turtle that decided to stand up one day.
Only moderately terrifying.
Great description.
He is scarred and weathered from lifetimes of war and surviving the elements on his own. He has moved into a swamp in the Water Kingdom that borders the Shadow Kingdom, and he has pretty much hunted everything there to extinction just by trying to exist.
Dang.
That's about it.
Demi, tell us about your character.
All right, so I am playing as Musk. He is a greenish-blue goblin. He's very meek and small. He stands tall at 310. He has slick, greasy black hair with a round face, pointy ears. They have 2 piercings in each of them. He has yellow-orange eyes and a fishhook stuck in his eyebrow. With with a little bit of a fishing line hanging onto it. He has very sharp, pointy teeth that you can only see when he smiles. Otherwise, he looks pretty welcoming for a goblin. He wears common clothes that you would see fishermen wearing. He spends most of his time fishing.
He's adorable. I love him. Dean, you want to tell us about yours?
So I am playing as Sleeves, a dragonborn male. He's 7 feet tall, 7 years old, and he has golden scales except for his arms, which he has very thick brown fur, which is where he gets the name Sleeves. Basically, he was the folk hero where he was from, and one day an unknown sorcerer killed his parents, so he's an orphan now. But he wants to learn more about magic to get revenge.
Sounds good.
But that's about all I got right now.
Works. And Brandy.
I'm playing as the half-elf Floki Valentino. Floki lives in Emberia area. He is a banker. He works in the bank game. Money is what he believes to be power in the world, and it's what he constantly focuses on in his day-to-day.
Nice. All right. So now that you guys know a little bit about the world and what each other's playing, I'm going to actually pull you into a separate room one by one to do a little individual RP to kind of set up what brings you all together. All right, I'm going to start with Matt Daly. So I'll be right back. Entertain yourselves.
Au revoir.
Hello, Matthew.
Hello.
So, describe to me what Gar's, like, I guess fishing hut in the swamp looks like.
So essentially, it is just a single room. He doesn't have to entertain guests ever. Partially sinking into the swamp, moss-covered roof, single entrance.
All right. Is there like a little dock type area around it?
To easily get into the water, yes. For him.
So, you're sitting out on your little dock area doing whatever it is Gar does on a fine evening such as this. The crickets are buzzing, the birds are nestling down in their nests, and make a perception check for me.
Oh boy, going right into it. Let's see, perception. I rolled a 13 and I have a +3 to perception.
All right, as you're sitting on the docks, you hear horses' hoof prints, which is very unusual because you're in a swamp and there's nothing that could possibly make that noise. But you turn around and there is a very large knight riding towards you on a nightmare, which is a stark black horse with flaming mane, flaming eyes, and it's walking across the water, and its hooves are making, like, it sounds like they're on cobblestone walking across the water. He's about 30 feet from you, and in his outstretched hand is an orb, and the orb is kind of blinking with a faint light, and as he sweeps it across the swamp, he points it towards you, and it goes a solid light color. He says,
"You, my master is looking for you. You will come with me."
do you respond?
Gar eyes him up but says nothing.
We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
What do you believe is the easy way?
You simply come with me.
Where would that be?
My master has asked me to not disclose that location.
I don't know about this.
All right.
Tell me your name.
Instead, he pulls out his longsword and starts to approach you. Do you want to roll for initiative?
All right, all right. I'll go
Very
with you.
good. This will just take a second.
So he waves his arms, puts his sword away, he waves his hand over you, and everything just goes black. Pass out, you don't know what's going on. But he picks you up,
All right.
doesn't kill you or anything. Alright, I'm gonna take Dean next.
No.
Alright, Dean. So tell me what Sleeves is doing on just a normal evening. Sun's about to go down. What's he doing?
He is coming back home from a hunt.
Alright, is anyone with him or is he just kind of walking, hunting by himself?
Nah, he's by his onesie.
Alright, so you're walking down the road back to your house. Roll a perception check for me.
So I have a 9 and I add perception, you said?
Yeah.
What? Where's perception? +3. So 9. I got 12.
Alright, so you don't notice anything. You're just walking along, and then suddenly you hear a booming voice from behind.
You,
Oh.
my master has asked that you come with me.
So you turn around, and like 5 feet away from you is this gigantic knight. He's fully armored. He's holding out a sphere in his hand that, as he points it at you, is glowing very brightly. And he is riding a nightmare, which is a jet black horse with a flaming mane and red eyes. What do you do?
I ready for a fight and I ask him who he is.
I don't need to tell you who I am, but if you want, we can do this the hard way.
He pulls out a longsword. Do you want to roll for initiative, or would you like to go with him?
I will go with him.
Ah, another smart one. Alright.
So he puts away his sword, and he waves his hand over you, and everything goes black. You pass out, but as you fall into the ground, you feel him catch you. But the world goes dark. And we're back.
Wait, yes.
Oh, they're back.
Welcome back.
Oh no.
Alright, who
One
wants
of you is
next?
going
Who's
to be
next?
taken.
who wants to go?
Come with me if you want to live.
I'll go.
Alright.
Fuck it.
Alright. So, describe to me what Musk does on a normal, just a normal evening, not really doing anything.
Not really doing anything. Well, if he's not out in his little fishing hole, he's probably, enjoying the fish that he caught.
So he's
Not a whole lot. He's I guess the tribe that he belongs to, they're kind of out of the way. They don't really, they don't really have a lot of dealings with the conflict. I mean, it's this little small goblin tribe. They know that they're weak.
okay. So he's just sitting in his hut, eating a fish.
Yeah, just eating fish.
Is there anyone that lives in his hut? Or has he just got his own little hovel?
He's got his own little hovel. When you grow up, you leave your parents, and then he went off on his own.
All right. So he's in like a goblin village, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Roll perception for me.
A whole. Okay, here we go.
Roll with advantage because you're in a village.
Okay. All right, so that is a 12 plus my proficient. I am, so 12 plus 4, so 16.
All right, that is plenty. So as you're munching on your fish, you hear a very loud commotion outside. Lots of goblins are yelling. You think you hear like horses' hooves hitting cobblestone. What do you do?
I put down my fish and I exit my hovel.
All right. As you exit your hovel, you see this very, very large knight in overlapping scale mail. He has a long sword on his back, and he is holding a glowing sphere in his hand. A lot of the goblins from your village are out there shouting at him, chucking rocks at his horse. He's riding a nightmare, a jet black stallion with fiery mane and glowing red eyes. He
Oh,
waves, he's pointing the orb at all the different goblins, and as he points it at you, it glows very bright, and he says,
You. This is strange. A goblin? Anyway, my master wants you. You will come with me.
"What do you do?"
Do I have anything on my person? Like, did I grab? Was there like any like?
I don't know, what would he normally be carrying with him while he munches on some fish?
Normally carrying with him? I guess nothing really.
Probably just like a fillet knife and basic clothes.
If that, I mean, if he was munching on fish, he probably had no weapon whatsoever. I'm gonna I'm gonna ask him why.
Because my master wants you. If you come with me, I won't hurt any of these goblins.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna
He steps off his horse and walks over towards you. The goblins kind of part away from him because they're a little bit afraid, but he's standing over you, staring at you. He's about 6 feet tall, so he's kind of looking down at you. He's put the orb away now, and he's starting to reach for his sword.
What is your answer?
I'm gonna pick up a rock and throw it at him.
Alright, roll for initiative.
Woohoo! 16.
Alright,
Or 2 + 2.
so you will get a surprise round to attack him because you just chucked a rock at him. He says,
Good, I was hoping to have some fun tonight.
All right. I'm gonna do nimble escape.
what does that
Which
do?
is so I can take the disengage or hit or hide action as a bonus action on each of my turns.
Okay.
So I'm gonna action dash to behind my hovel, and then I'm gonna hide.
Okay.
So I chucked a rock, and then I'm gonna hide. So that's a dexterity stealth check.
Sure.
Okay. That is an 18.
Alright. So that's a stealth, so it'll be against his passive perception. He did not see where you went.
I think I'm safe.
On his turn, he's going to shoot a hellfire orb into your hovel. Is your hovel bigger than 20 feet?
No.
Alright. Make a DC 18 dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Nat 20.
Alright, so you pass, so instead of taking 35 damage, you take 14 damage.
I'm unconscious, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as he burns down your hovel with a hellfire orb, he proceeds to search through the wreckage until he finds your unconscious body. He picks you up and puts you on his horse.
Does he stabilize me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
He needs you alive.
All right.
Many of the goblins in your village are fleeing for their lives,
I would imagine they should.
but you are going with him.
All right.
Well, that was fun.
Hey, it's back.
We were getting worried.
Brandy,
dead
are
already?
you ready? Alright, I'm taking Brandy. Alright, hi Brandy. So, describe to me what Floki is doing on a normal evening.
On a normal evening, so like after the workday would normally be done.
Yeah, he's closed down the bank. He's going home. Just what's he doing? Is he getting dinner? Is he spending some time out in the bar?
He goes home to his small, it's not a mansion, but like, it's a nice house. He's got servants, so he just goes home and he has them, kind of fix up things for him, like dinner,
All right.
and then he reads and goes over his notes.
So he's just kind of reading in his library, counting his money, checking his ledgers.
Yes.
All right. So roll perception for me.
Okie dokie. I have a 10.
So you don't hear anything. You're just kind of counting your ledger. A few minutes later, a servant comes in and says, Master Floki, there is a guest for you at the front door.
I inquire to who it is.
The servant does not say anything. He just seems very afraid. And then suddenly a large gauntleted hand pushes the servant aside, and this 6 foot tall man in scaled armor and glowing red eyes walks into the room pointing an orb at you. As soon as it is pointed directly at you, it starts glowing very brightly.
You are the one I've been looking for. Come with me, my master demands your presence.
What do you do?
See here, good sir, this is a private residence, and I will demand that you leave with this weird orb.
So he puts the orb away and begins to reach for his longsword.
This is your last chance. I'm not going to warn you again. Come with me now.
In that case, I get up and hesitantly.
So he puts his sword away, he's very disappointed, but he waves his hand at you, and you black out. Before you hit the ground, you feel him catch you, and his hands are very cold and very bony. So that was fun. So, all four of you have now been taken by this knight.
Oh.
Cool beans.
Oof.
Some
Yeah.
more easily than others, it seems.
Demi chose to fight. It was a good time.
Oh no.
Actually, I chose to hide.
That is true. Well, you threw a rock at him and then chose to hide.
Hey man, I can do it.
Fight or flight.
So, all of you passed out one way or another, and were taken by this knight. Now, you all begin to awaken, and you are in basically a laboratory. You are strapped by your wrists and ankles and head to wooden boards, I guess, just makeshift experimentation tables. You have something like an IV in one of your arms. None of you can really move. You feel like the shackles are kind of magical. They're keeping you sort of paralyzed. You're all sort of facing each other in like a four-pointed circle kind of thing. Matt and Demi, you guys can see each other straight across. Brandy and Dean, you guys can see each other straight across.
All right.
Matt and Brandy, you can kind of see out of the corner of your eye that Death Knight is just kind of chilling in the corner of the room, not really doing anything. And in walks a man in a black robe. So he stands in the middle of the four of you. He says, "Hello, my name is Dragon Vex, and I am the one who has called all of you here. Let me put it this way for you. Your blood belongs to me. I have forced all of you into a pact to do my will. If you want to live your own lives, you will do something for me. I require the Ioun Stones. There are many of them. Each kingdom has about 2 of them, and I want them." As you guys are listening to him, you can kind of see a couple stones floating around his head. He points to them. "These are Ioun Stones. I currently possess 4 of them. There are 10 more I require, and you are going to get them for me." So, basically, in this world, people like you, adventurers, are very special. No one is born an adventurer. It's something in your genes. Your powers can only come to be through a near-death experience. I am one of the unlucky few who has not had an adventurer's gene, and there is a way to obtain one. Through a complex ritual involving the Iron Stones, I can imbue myself with their attributes and become more powerful than any adventurer alive, and I will rule this plane of existence. And you will be my minions. So as he's explaining this and turning around, you can see in his hand he has this very old, rotting book. It's the binding on it, like the leather, is very pale and it has a face on it. I'm just gonna tell you guys, it's the Necronomicon. Dude's doing bad stuff. So, pretty much, he wants the Ion Stones, and you guys have to get them for him. Now I will drop you into my dungeon. If you can't even make it out of there, you're no use to me. As he says this, the floor opens up beneath the boards you're tied on, and they kind of tip forward and drop you guys down a chute. So as you fall down the chute, everything kind of goes black for a little bit. It's a very long, painful rock slide. And at the very bottom, you land in this dingy hallway. It's very poorly lit. There's a couple torches here and there. It's kind of hard to see what's going on. But you also feel these like reservoirs of power in you that you've never felt before in your normal lives. Your encounter with the Death Knight has awakened your adventuring gene, and now you are coming into these powers that you don't really know much about. And, so I'm going to hand it over to you guys now as you are dropped into your first dungeon.
Oh, what was that?
You all encountered the same night too?
Yep.
He barged into my home and forced me to leave.
I was just sitting there eating my fish.
I was threatened after coming back from hunting. I wasn't even able to enjoy my food.
I was just sitting around.
He wants us to do something for him, and then he'll said, "He'll let us go." So might as well see if we can get out of here.
So each of you notice tightly bound around your left wrist is a sort of leather bracer with some runes etched into it and what looks to be your own blood smeared across it.
Oh, are we still like restrained or whatever?
Nope, you're completely free. But yeah, so basically he's forced you into a blood pact. He wants you to collect the Ion Stones for him. If you do his bidding, he'll let you go. If not, he'll kill you. And so he dropped you into this dungeon saying, if you can't even make it out of here, you're no use to me.
Well, first things first, we need to get out of here.
Begs the question of if he needs those stupid stones, why doesn't he just send that knight?
Yeah, because that's not inconspicuous at all.
I mean, all right.
Big undead knight walking around in the city.
Yeah, because that's way more inconspicuous than a turtle.
I mean, turtles exist. Undead knights don't. So as you advance a little bit, come to this four-way intersection. Straight ahead, it looks to be a little bit bigger, a little bit wider of a path. Off to the sides, it's a little bit smaller. You can see a little ways down.
Was our stuff taken from us?
So you look back to where you fell, and there's just like a pile of dead bodies there. A lot of people who either just didn't survive the fall or just gave up and died. So there's a varying amount of stuff. You guys can kind of get some starting equipment there. There's some leather armor, there's some basic weapons. So, like, Matt, I know you wanted a two-handed sword.
Cool.
Dean, you wanted a Morning Star, you can just grab that there. Demi, Brandy, I guess Brandy, you can just kind of get like a little wooden staff or stick or something that you turn into a staff for your spell focus. Demi, I don't know what weapon you wanted. I guess just a club for Shillelagh.
Yeah, probably a club.
Alright. So you scrounge around among the corpses. Some of them smell really bad, others are just completely skeletonized. And you pick up some basic starting gear.
So yeah, I'll pick up a staff if I see one.
Alright, so you have 3 directions.
Anybody have a preference?
What can 60 feet of my dark vision see?
So with that, we're going to do each square is roughly 5 feet.
Yeah,
So you can basically
Okay.
see like to the ends of both hallways.
okay. All right.
So you look down one way, you don't really see much. Looks like it turns at the end. And you look down the other way, you can see a couple crates at the end of the hallway, but not too much else.
Well, when in doubt, go left.
I agree with the turtle. Let's see what's inside those crates.
I'll follow you all for now.
Yep. I'll pick up the rear.
Alright, so you guys are moving down the hallway. It's very dingy. It's a little damp. It's kind of hard to breathe a little bit. Smells like undeath.
Home.
I'm sure.
Honestly, smells better than the swamp.
This place smells
I have an
horrible.
excellent sense of smell. You smooth shell.
So as you kind of move forward a bit, you realize it opens up into a large room. There seems to be, some coffins in here. There's some crates in the corner. There's a chest in one end. Very dingy looking chest, like kind of beat up, moldy.
There could be some gold in that chest.
Or it could be a trap. He wants to test us.
Indeed, who wants to be tested?
Sounds like you do.
I would love to see your skills, though. You have such a magnificent-looking specimen.
Don't hit on me.
Not too much else. There doesn't appear to be any other way to go in this room. There's just like some crudely made coffins, some boxes in the corner, chest there. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna go check out what's in these coffins over here.
All right, so there's 8 coffins. I'll number.
Okay.
Oh, you want to check out the chests?
Or the crates.
Or the
The
crates?
crates. Yeah.
Okay, so there's 3 crates. There's like 2 in the front, 1 in the back. Roll investigation.
I'll just check the one that's nearest to me.
Okay.
All right. Investigation, you say?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 3.
All right.
Starting
So
off
you
good.
open the lid and roll a Constitution save for me.
Balls. Okay. Con saves. All right, so that's so +2, 18.
All right. So you open it up and it's just full of rotten food, and the smell overwhelms you, and you almost throw up, but you just kind of grit your teeth and slam the lid shut. You say,
And yeah, don't open that one.
"All right. Anything else?"
I'm gonna go check out one of these coffins. Maybe we can find some more weapons inside one.
All right. So the coffins on the left will be 1 through 4, and then the coffins on the right will be 5 through 8. So which one would you like to open?
I'll pick one.
All right. Roll investigation for me.
Okay, so I got 12.
All right. So you flip open the lid and you cough a little bit. There's some dust that comes out. There's a lot of bones in there, but scrounging around, you find 5 gold pieces in the chest or the coffin. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm up next. I'll try my luck.
So which one are you gonna open, Matt?
Whichever one this is.
All right. So it's number 5. You open the coffin and there's nothing inside. Completely empty. Not even bones, not even dust, just
I
empty.
expected nothing, and I'm still disappointed.
Who was this box here for?
Former adventurers, who knows?
I will go and try to open this chest.
Chest?
See.
Alright. And, so you open it up. Nothing happens. And there's a little stick inside. And this is a Wand of Sparking. Not an actual item that exists in D&D. I just kind of made it up. It is a wand, and as a bonus action, you can just do 2 lightning damage to a target. It has 8 charges, and it replenishes all of them the next day.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, I guess I'll go and open this coffin here.
So number 2,
Yep.
you flip the lid and also completely empty. Nothing inside.
Can I inspect the sides?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I inspect the? I'm gonna inspect the coffin.
Alright, roll investigation.
So +1 is 20.
Alright. You are, looking around in the coffin, kind of squishy because it's a little moldy. As you're rubbing your hand along the edges, you kind of just put a hand through one of the moldy edges. But, yeah, there's nothing inside. But roll perception for me.
13.
As you're in the chest digging around, you kind of hear like moaning coming from the chest behind you, or the coffin behind you.
So directly behind me, not across. Okay.
Yeah, so coffin number 3. You kind of hear a little bit of moaning and groaning coming from it. Not too much.
I'm gonna smack it with my club.
You smack the coffin.
Just
It's
to
not even
like
open.
no, just not even. No, like gently, just take
it
my
get
club
tapped?
and
Quiet
just
down in there.
tap it. Yeah. see if it moves. See if it rumbles.
Alright, you tap your club on the surface, and there's a banging noise coming from inside. And
Hey
just-
guys, I think something's in this coffin.
Should we
Maybe
let
it's
it
a
out?
victim.
So you notice this one is kind of nailed shut. Not excessively, more just like a couple nails, but yeah.
Does it look in better condition than the other coffins? Just kind of like a general question.
A little bit. As you look closer, you notice it's not quite as moldy. It's not quite as old, but it's still like just as dingy and gross.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll be rewarded for rescuing whoever's in there.
If not, it would be 4 versus 1. I say we open it.
Nobody's worried about traps.
Someone's in there, and we
because
have
I'm not
to get
going to
them
be
out.
opening.
Hey man, just this morning I was sitting in my house. You think I know what I'm doing here?
Obviously not.
Nope.
So you guys want to open the coffin?
I suppose.
Yeah. I want to open it.
All right. So
I'm gonna take a step back.
all right, yeah. So prepare yourselves for when you open the coffin, and
Can I preemptively cast Shillelagh?
sure.
All right, cool.
So you feel your goblin instincts welling up inside you, and your first instinct is to hit things, and you don't realize it at first, but your druid magic imbues your weapon so you can hit things better.
Sweet. All right, cool. So there's green energy going around my club.
All right, so Dean, roll a strength check for me.
It's like I have strength +2, so add
Yep.
that to the 7.
Yep, so you got
All right, so
9.
9.
All right, so you stick your fingers under the lid and start pulling, and you think it's going to come off easy because it's moldy wood, but you're having kind of a tough time with it. But then you finally pry those moldy nails out, and a zombo pops out.
What a shock.
So, since you guys are prepared for this, roll initiative, and you'll have advantage.
So I have 5.
A 10.
Got a 14.
12.
All right, so Demi, you are going first.
Yeah, sure. Let's start this off fun. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire on the Zombo. You have to, the zombie has to pass a Dexterity saving throw of 12, or
He fails.
okay. So now it is outlined in a bluish color, and then any roll against the effective creature has advantage. So
Okay.
Ooh.
you all have
Everyone.
advantage.
All right. So Brandy, you are up next.
I guess I will use my action to try to hide behind this crate or the chest wrap.
Okay. So do so with disadvantage because it's a really small chest.
Okay. So I got an 8.
All right, and this will be. All right, yeah, he does not know where you went, but he is not really concerned about you right now anyway. So
Phew.
next up is Matt.
All right, let's move on up and give him a good whack. And I have advantage because of Fairy Fire.
Yes,
Oh boy.
Yes, sir.
A 17
that hits.
for 4 damage.
All right, he takes it to the face. Next up is the Zombo's turn. And as Matt is the only one who really did anything, is going to turn and try and smack you back. 16 does not hit your armor, right?
AC 17, yes.
All right. So he goes to smack you, but just kind of. You hear some bones cracking as he hits your shell. His hand just kind of. All right. And Dean, is your turn.
Can I communicate with the zombie, or is it just mindless?
It understands the language of its creator, but it can't speak. It also has an intelligence score of 3.
My friend just almost cut this thing's head off. Maybe I should reason with it.
Yeah. Whoa, hang on. I will hit it with the Morning Star that I found.
All right. So yeah, then you add your proficiency bonus, which is +2. But either way, an 18 hits its AC.
All right.
Okay. So you roll a 6, so you did 10 damage. So
Mhm.
describe what your smack looks like. It's still standing, but it's looking pretty beat up.
I hit it on its left shoulder to try to knock its arm off.
Okay. So its arm just kind of goes flying back at a weird angle, and now it's just kind of hanging limp, but he's still like waving it around like he's trying to use it. So we go back around to Demi.
All right, I'm gonna get right up and close and personal to it now because I see it looking pretty hurt,
All right.
and I'm gonna go and take a swing with Shillelagh. All right, so 17 plus 4, so 21.
That hits.
So that's an 8 plus 2, so 10 damage.
All right. Describe how you murder this zombie.
So I come off from I come off from the side and I jump and I just take the shillelagh and I just whack its head just repeatedly over and over and over.
So it dies on the first hit, but you just keep smacking it.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, sometimes when you bring a fish in, it's still it's still alive. You gotta hit it once or twice.
All right. So Zombo goes down. You guys, I'll tally up your XP later. But all right. So you are no longer in combat. The zombie.
Good.
Zombie did not have anything on it. It was just some tattered clothing and stuff. But what would you guys like to do next?
I will peek out from my hiding spot.
Hey, you over there? Why didn't you help us?
Is it solved?
I asked you a question. Why didn't you help us?
There didn't seem to be much room over there, and you guys did well without me.
Well, all right. You make a good point.
He's right, but we need to work together if we're going to get out of here.
Yeah, you do want to get out of here, right? I walk over to him.
Of course, I need to get back before all of my servants steal from my household.
Oh man, you got to get your priorities in order. I don't think he's gonna let you go back to there. Should we? We should check out some of these other coffins. Yeah.
So I want to check one of these crates. I want to check the one in the very corner. Can I do that?
Roll investigation.
Yoink. 6 and... Okay, so I got 7.
You open it up, and there are 4 bottles of whiskey inside.
Ooh.
The crate
Can I just go ahead and
doesn't.
take all of them?
The crate
Alright.
doesn't look as deep as it should, but you search as much as you could, and you don't think there's anything else inside of it.
Yeah, let's crack open another coffin.
Right? So
Yeah.
you still got the bottommost one on the left, and you got all 4 on the right.
Might as well fill out this roll. Row.
Alright, so you open that one up.
Yeah.
Alright, so you crack open the coffin, and inside is a skeleton, like perfectly preserved, and it has a steel helmet on. And the skeleton's eyes seem to glow red, but it's not alive. The helmet is a dread helm. It's a fearsome steel helmet that makes your eyes glow red while you wear it.
That's so cool.
But it doesn't confer any AC or anything. It's just
It's just aesthetic.
I would, if you tried to intimidate someone with it on, I would probably give you advantage on it. But other than that, it doesn't do anything.
It's still cool.
Well,
though.
nothing useful in here.
You don't even take it?
I don't wear armor. It's useless to me.
Ugh.
Could it... Yeah, I don't. I don't think it could fit on your head, there, buddy.
That's what I'm saying.
To be honest, it's probably a little too big for me too.
So it'd fit Brandy or Dean. So who
Well,
wants?
are you looking for a new helm there, Golden Scales, or shall I?
I'll be alright. I trust myself. You may need it, though.
By the way, do you molt those scales, perchance?
Occasionally, yes.
I'll make a note of that.
If you survive long enough, maybe you'll get to see it.
Oh my god.
I will go and get that helmet if no one's taking it then.
At least it'll give the added benefit of if you try to hide again, people will see your glowing eyes from the corner.
Oh, that's funny. Alright, so there's still the 4 coffins on the right.
Well, as long as I'm over here, I'm going to check out this last crate.
Alright. Roll investigation.
I moved my chat. Oh. Okay, well, 2.
Well,
It's a box.
so you rolled a 1, which is always a fail no matter what. So you open it up and there's like a bunch of clothes inside. And you just kind of close it and you say, nothing in here.
Alright, I'll go over onto this one. I'm gonna poke it with the club again. Does it do anything?
That chest, it begins to shake a little bit.
You have a knack.
Yeah, hey guys, I think something else is over here.
Maybe we should leave this one shut.
Is it nailed like the other one?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we should.
Fine by me.
We'll pass on it.
I guess I'll give myself a hand at one of these coffins. What's the one in front of me?
So you open that one.
Yes.
So you open it up, and there's another skeleton inside, not really doing anything. But there's a small sack of coins in it. And you open it up, and there's 15 gold pieces inside.
I clench it to my chest and look around shadily.
Alright.
What did you find in there?
Nothing. You only see air.
Oh boy. Alright, so you can either try and question him further, or you can go to the last two coffins.
I was standing like right in front of him, or like right next to him. Did
Yeah.
Like, call him out.
I see? What
Yeah,
he
you
did?
totally saw that. It's just a matter if you want to say anything or not.
Hmm. I'll gingerly go up to his ear and be like, "Hey, you should probably let the group know."
Should I lean down so that you can reach me?
He's just tugging on your robe. You're just gonna like.
Don't touch me, and then I'll go down so that you can whisper.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot my height.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so yeah, I say what I said.
Well, how about 2 gold pieces to keep it between
I
shiny?
shiny. Mm.
So I guess you guys are good with that. Alright, so you
I'm
got
gonna
2 more
mark
chests.
Two gold pieces.
Yeah, so Brandy, you got 13, Demi, you got 2.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
I'll crack open the next one, since that took you guys forever.
So you just crack it open without even looking, and a Zombino pops out.
That's more like it.
So
Oh no.
everyone roll initiative.
Oh, 20.
Alright,
A big fat 2.
I got a 16.
22.
so I'm going to put Dean before you because he got a natural 20, so he is just ready to go. Alright, Dean, so you are up first.
Does it have any kind of weapon or useful looking armor on it?
Nope, it looks exactly like the other one, just as gross and
Alright.
gribbly. Its clothes are different. Yeah, the other one had like blue jeans and like a t-shirt on. This one has like no pants and like a ripped up shirt.
Alright, well, I'll break out the Morning Star again. Save my turtle friend.
Alright,
Alright, so I'm rolling a d8 and I add 4 to it.
you gotta hit him
Oh, you gotta
first.
hit him first.
Oh, okay, so I'm rolling
D20
Am I-
plus your proficiency.
yoink, 14.
That hits.
Okay, so now d8. 4. And then okay, so 8.
Alright, so describe what it looks like when you smack the Zombo with your Morning Star.
I hit him in the face and knock his jaw off.
He is very perturbed by this. So Brandy, you are next.
So I'm going to raise my hand to block its horrible visage from my sight.
Okay.
Wish that it would go away, casting firebolt.
Okay. Uh,
23?
that hits.
Oof. I only rolled a 1 on my d10.
Oh,
So you shoot at this tiny little piddly fire thing, but it looks pretty, so your friends think you did something.
more than last time.
Demi, you are up.
All right. I'm going to. Oops. Okay. I am going to once again cast Shillelagh on my club,
Okay.
and I will up on top of this coffin here, and I'm gonna hit him in the with my Shillelagh.
I just want you to know that while you're on ground floor with him, you are like eye level with his junk.
That's
He is missing his left nut.
So a 7 plus a 7 plus that's 11.
That hits.
All right. 7 plus 2, so 9 damage.
All right.
Yeah, run up and just hit him right in the spine.
Alright. So big old chunks of his flesh rip out, but he's still kind of hanging in there. He is alive, Still, he's going to attack Matt Daly.
Alive.
Quote unquote.
He's still standing. Big chunks are missing. His other testicle falls off. And he attacks Matt. And fails horribly. Just kind of flops on your shell and does nothing. Matt, it's your turn.
All right, as he flops onto my shell, I go to headbutt him off.
Okay,
No proficiency. I roll a 12.
that hits.
And since it's an unarmed strike, I just deal 4 damage.
Okay. Describe how you kill this Zomba with a headbutt.
I retract my head into my shell as he lunges for me, ineffectually claws at my shell, and then, like a piston, it just jams out. And my razor-tipped beak just hopefully obliterates his head.
Yup. Very good.
I love it.
Alright, so there's only one coffin left. The other coffin with the noises coming from it is shaking violently now, but that's about it.
Should I set it on fire just in case it comes out? Since apparently I can do that now.
Enclosed space, fire, smoke. You want to gas us?
There's a long hallway.
If we need to set anything on fire, I can always do that myself.
Fair enough.
You're no longer in combat. You have one
Alright,
more
I'm-
coffin and 2 more hallways.
I'm satisfied with this room.
Ah, man. Hey,
What?
you know what, guys? I'm gonna go and I'm gonna open up this this chest over here that we haven't opened up yet.
So
I already opened that one. There's nothing but clothes in there.
Oh, this is a.
he did roll a 1 when he looked. So you could check.
I
it.
looked really hard.
Sorry, the question mark. The question mark leaves a lot to be desired.
So if you want to roll
I
an
will-
investigation, you can.
My investigation's not that good, but sure, why not? Let's give it a go. Maybe I'll find a new hat. That's a 1. That's a 1.
Oh my god.
This
Yep,
box
just
is going to be the end of us.
So you open it up and you say, "Oh man, he's right. There's just fucking clothes in here." You do, however, find a really stupid-looking hat.
Hey, rich people like stupid-looking hats. Hey, yo, elf man, you want this hat?
Mhm.
This hat?
And this is like one of those hats you get at like Dorney Park. You know, it's kind of like the top hat, but it's completely fuzzy and like fluorescent orange.
As you offer me the hat, I just stare at you with glowing red eyes as the helmet is on my head.
I look up at you in like the most longing, like expecting eyes of like you gonna take this hat from me? Please?
I will take the hat and attempt to place it on the turtle's head.
Yes.
Are you prepared to roll for initiative?
Hold on. So, Brandy, roll sleight of hand.
Okay. One moment. Let me get my numbers sorted.
The eyes that I was looking for were like the puppy dog eyes, just like looking up at you.
Just like, I did a thing for you.
I did a
found
thing
this
for
hat.
you. I found this hat.
Do you like it?
I want another one of those shiny coins.
That's no, that is 7.
A 7?
Ye-
So, Matt, roll passive perception.
For perception, a 19.
So, you're starting to walk down the hallway, and Brandy comes up behind you and just kind of shoves this hat onto your head, but you duck into your shell, so he ends up just missing completely and falling on his face. And
From inside my shell. Don't do that again.
You didn't want a hat?
oh boy. Alright, so you guys are done with that hallway, and you go back to this 3-way intersection. Where do you go? Find out which direction they head in the next episode, and thank you for taking the time to listen, and I apologize for the abrupt ending, but there wasn't really a good opportunity to end the first part without making it about 3 hours long. I hope you enjoyed this and that you'll stick around for the next episode.